I was handcuffed in front of my own son. Imagine that your little boy screaming reaching for you while two cops pin your arms back like you're some criminal, all because a woman in my neighborhood decided I looked like a predator. She called 911, sobbed into the phone, and the whole park believed her. In that moment, I wasn't a father, I wasn't a husband, I was just the monster she painted me to be. I live in a quiet suburban neighborhood, one of those places where lawns are trimmed to perfection. Mailboxes all match, and the HOA acts like a government of its own. I'd been here long enough to know the politics, but I tried to stay out of it. My wife, Sarah, and I were raising our 7-year-old Leo, just trying to give him a safe childhood. Every Saturday, I'd take him to the park down the street, toss a ball around, and for a while, everything felt normal. That day started the same. Leo had his little glove, his hat turned backward, and that grin I loved so much. We were laughing, just the two of us, when she appeared. Jennifer Faria. The queen of the HOA, or at least she thought so. Blonde bob, pastel pink dress sunglasses perched high on her head like a crown. She walked toward us with her son in tow, her lips curled like she smelled something rotten. "You think you can bring your filth around my children?" she snapped loud enough for the whole playground to hear. I froze. Leo looked up at me confused. "Dad, who is she?" I wanted to tell him she was nobody, but she wasn't. Jennifer had power in this neighborhood. She had the HOA title, the influence, and the arrogance to match. And right then, she was using it. "This is my son," I said calmly, putting a hand on Leo's shoulder. "He has my eyes. My smile. Are you blind?" She smirked. Predators always have excuses. And then she pulled out her phone. I laughed, a dry, disbelieving sound. "You've got to be kidding me." I picked up our gear ready to walk away, but she already had 911 on the line. I swear I watched her eyes glisten as she fake cried, telling the operator I was a dangerous man trying to abduct a child. My child. She kept glancing at the crowd, soaking up their horrified stares like fuel. Within minutes, 2 squad cars screeched to a stop. Officers, Mark and Gable, stepped out, one older cautious, the other younger, itching for a fight. Jennifer ran to them like she'd just survived an attack, pointing at me, sobbing about how I grabbed a boy who didn't belong to me. I tried to explain, showed them Leo's school ID with my last name, my driver's license, even begged them to just ask my son. But Gable wasn't interested. "Hands on your head," he barked. Before I could react, my arms were twisted behind me, metal clamped around my wrists. "Daddy." No, Leo's scream ripped me apart more than the cuffs did. He tried to run to me, but Mark held him back, saying something about procedure. My boy sobbed while I stood there humiliated, powerless, like every ounce of dignity I had was stripped away. In that moment, I wanted to give up. Maybe Jennifer was right. Maybe I didn't belong here. Maybe no matter how hard I worked, how decent I tried to be, I'd always be the villain in someone else's story. A black man in the wrong place at the wrong time. Part of me wanted to stop fighting, let them take me away, let the world confirm its worst suspicions. But then I saw Leo's face wet with tears, terrified. And I knew if I let this stand, his memory of me would be handcuffs and shame. That couldn't be his story of his father. That's when the fire lit inside me again. Sarah showed up just as they shoved me into the back of the car. She came running, still in her scrubs, demanding they release me. She screamed that I was Leo's father, that the HOA had been harassing us for months. When they wouldn't listen, she called our lawyer, Ms. Evans. A woman who didn't raise her voice but carried authority like a weapon. Ms. Evans dug into Jennifer's history, and what she found was ugly. Turns out, this wasn't the first false report Jennifer had made. She'd accused a delivery driver of stalking kids, an elderly neighbor of loitering, all while funneling HOA funds into her personal account. And worse, Evans traced those stolen funds to regular payments sent to a man in prison. A man who killed my brother in a drunk driving crash years ago. My heart stopped when I saw his name. It wasn't just harassment anymore. Jennifer was tied indirectly but undeniably to the worst tragedy of my life. My brother's death wasn't just some random accident, it was connected to the very woman now trying to destroy me. When that piece of truth landed in my lap, I knew giving up was no longer an option. The neighborhood split in half. Some stood by Jennifer, swearing she was just concerned for the children. Others quietly admitted they'd seen her lies before. Meanwhile, my family was targeted. Someone put a fake for sale sign on our lawn. Leo got mocked at school. "Your dad's a criminal," kids whispered. It was hell every single day. But Evans built our case brick by brick. She didn't just want to clear my name, she wanted to crush Jennifer's mask of respectability. She filed a lawsuit, defamation, emotional distress, embezzlement. We weren't playing defense anymore. The showdown came at mediation. Jennifer sat across from us, her lawyer, whispering frantically, while Evans laid it all out: the false 911 call, the HOA theft, the prison payments, the connection to my brother's death. The room went silent. Jennifer's hands shook as Evans slid a document across the table. "Here are your options," Evans said. "You issue a public apology, you repay every cent you stole, and you establish a scholarship in the name of the man your money helped bury, or we take this to court and destroy you publicly." For once, Jennifer had no words. No smirk, no fake tears. Just silence broken by the sound of her pen scratching across the page as she signed. Her downfall wasn't fireworks or handcuffs. It was slower, more painful living in the shadow of her own disgrace. She lost her HOA crown, her reputation, even her marriage. And the apology she was forced to make, posted for the whole neighborhood to see, branded her forever as the liar she was. That was the day the balance shifted. Not with me in cuffs, but with her shackled to her own lies. Some people think justice always looks like prison bars. But sometimes justice is the weight of truth crushing someone who thought they were untouchable. Never underestimate how far one lie can go or how powerful it feels to finally take your story back.